In the last video, we drove all the way to Iowa to check out an awesome collection of machines. We got to see an original Honda Pilot 400, motorcycles with sidecars, motorcycles with track kits, a nearly mint Yamaha Banshee, and some really cool custom cars. Anyways, we landed a 2004 TRX 450R for $500, but as you guys can see, this thing is an absolute basket case, and it's gonna be an absolute beast of a project. Today, we're gonna get a closer look at this thing, clean up the engine, tear it down, and see what's going on inside. The previous owner told us that it was making some crazy noises, so I'm sure we're gonna find something. So grab your favorite snack and a cold drink. I think this is gonna be a good one, guys. And let me know in the comments section below, what do you think is wrong with this engine, or do you think it's good and crispy inside? Let's get into it. Well, guys, here it is, my 2004 Honda TRX 450R. Let's have a closer look at it. Oh yeah, man. The legendary Honda 450R. There it is, 2004 TRX 450R. Not one of those lame ERs. The ER was the electric version, so, you know, not electric like totally electric quad, which nowadays, you know, you might actually think that could be a thing, but the electric start version. Come to think of it though, a Stark engine in one of these, that'd be pretty cool. Anyways, yes, this is the original TRX 450R version, which only came in a kickstart. In fact, you can see right here on the engine, we've got the old kickstart right there. So they made this version for 2004 and 2005, if I'm not mistaken. And then in 2006, they did some updates. The engine became a little bit more powerful and I think a little bit more reliable. And they added the ER version, which gave it the electric start. So this is the OG version with the forward kick and everything. And when these things came out, man, these were some hot shit, man. Like, if you're not in the quad scene, you don't know what, I mean, it's getting to the point where, you know, this is a 21-year-old machine. So there's people that probably actually don't know what the hell this thing is. But when these came out, man, these were the fastest things like ever. With the 450s were just absolutely badass. They were crushing Honda 400EXs and even like 250Rs and stuff. The 450s, you know, they were giving everything a run for their money.
There's nothing like it on the track, the trail, or on the dunes. There's nothing like it on the planet. The radically new TRX 450R from Honda. It's won the toughest outdoor race in the world, the Baja 1000. It's won the toughest indoor series too, the Formula USA Pro Quad Championship. The new TRX 450R from Honda. Nothing else even comes close.
That's right, guys. The Honda TRX 450R was an absolute menace. It debuted in 2004 with an MSRP of $64.99, and it completely changed the world of sport quads. The TRX 450R, alongside the YFC 450, brought an entirely new level of performance to the four-stroke machines. Prior to the 450R, machines like the 400EX and the Z400 were still getting spanked by old-school machines like the Honda 250R. Now, I'm not saying the Honda 250R isn't a beast also, but the 450s could absolutely hang with the old-school two-strokes, and they were even beating them. When people realized the performance of the 450R, it was immediately launched into racing, and its first national race would be the 2003 Baja 1000. As far as famous riders, you guys may be familiar with Tim Farr. He was the first rider that Honda sponsored on the 450. All of this would lead to the spark of the 450 explosion, which sparked the creation of the Kawasaki KFX 450R, the Suzuki LTR 450, Polaris's Outlaw 450, Can-Am's DS 450, and the KTM 450 XC. There's some other ones in the mix like the Gas 450, but basically the 450R set the standard for sport quad racing, and it has a special place in my heart as one of my favorite machines of all time. As a kid, I always wanted one of these. So let's take a closer look at this thing. At first glance, actually, let me take the seat off of here. The seat is pretty much, I think, good to go. I didn't see any like broken tabs or anything. And it even has the rubber stuff on it, which is nice. And we'll get the tank out of the way too, so that we can look at the frame. And I think the tank's in pretty good shape also, which is awesome. But here is our frame. I'm trying to decipher whether or not it's straight. I think this subframe might be tweaked a little bit, but I think also the bolts and stuff aren't tight, so it's possible that it's just not mounted up straight. It's kind of hard to tell, man. You know, we're just going to say it's straight for now. Sometimes the way that frames are too, you know, I'm not so familiar with 450Rs that I'm like, oh, you know, the frame is, you know, bent to the left on all of them or something like that, like a Banshee. The lower frame, it has like almost like a curve in it, and if you didn't know any better, you might think the frame is bent. So it does look like it's slightly tweaked, but we'll just have to cross that bridge when we come to it. Everything is pretty much stock on it. Back here, they're ITP rims. I didn't know if they were stock or not. I think they're 8 inches too. They're Razor MX, most likely. Yep, 18 by 10 by 8. Yeah, so these are aftermarket rims and wheels, or rims and tires. And in the front, these are definitely aftermarket. I'm not sure if those are some Douglas Red labels or something. And ambush tires, dude. Some ambushes, 21 by 7 by 10. And believe it or not, it feels like all the tires actually hold air. And then right here is one of the other modifications, and or aftermarket parts anyways. I think these are UM Performance or something. They're actually pretty decent Nerf bars. It doesn't look like they're bashed up too bad. Like a lot of times where the nets go through, they get smashed really bad on the bottom, and sometimes you can't even get new nets in there. But those could be vapor blasted or powder coated and get some new nets, and they look pretty nice. Otherwise, some aftermarket bars. Don't know if they're straight or not. I think these are Pro Tapers, ATV high bend. Looks like they've seen some better days though. You can see this thing has been sitting for a while. You can see the little cracks and stuff in that logo. And our steering stem looks like it's pulled back. It is bent. Never have I ever bought a used quad without a bent steering stem. Then coming around here, I would guess, I haven't even looked under these shock wears, but I bet you these are stock. It's possible they have a spring kit. Nope, they're stock, but they look really quite good. These little rub marks on the outside, that's actually from the shock wears. That's why I don't like to use those. But they otherwise look like they're just dirty, but in pretty nice shape. I imagine that the other one looks the same. Yep. Yeah, those are nice shocks. And then the only other thing that I noticed, it's aftermarket, is this front bumper, which is in beautiful condition. You can see this whole bottom portion is like completely bent. So somebody must have just mashed into something, either on this quad and it got mashed on here, or this was mounted on something else before and it got mashed. Because I'm looking at the frame, and the frame looks good, which is good. We don't want to have a bent frame. But yeah, this bumper is definitely toast. I think it's like one of those old AC. Yep. Actually, you can see the sticker back here. It is an AC. I think they called it like the stadium bumper or something. It's actually a pretty good looking bumper when it's not all twisted up. Now, if you guys saw the last video where I bought this thing, this is how it came, man. It was in boxes. So this is legitimately a basket case. And then we've got the engine, which is in a bin, which it looks like it's pretty much complete. Whether or not it is, I don't know. I'm sure we're missing a lot of parts with this thing, just in general, which is always going to be fun. But anyways, apparently this engine, I had talked with Chad, the guy that sold it to me, and he did not do any work to this. Chad didn't do any work to this. Our favorite uncle. As I was looking through the comments from the last video, that was like a recurring comment that I saw, that Chad was like the favorite uncle that we all wish we had, because he just had so much cool stuff. If you guys didn't see the video, you should check it out. It was like a barn find kind of thing. But so Chad didn't do any work to this engine. He bought it from somebody. From what I gathered, the last person that actually had this quad running, there was some kind of damage to it. I don't know if they had to do a top end or something. And they did the engine work, and then they fired it up, and it was just messed up. Like they did something wrong, and then they just quit. Maybe they started tearing it back down, and they just gave up on the project. And then that's when Chad got it, and then it sat at Chad's, I think, for a couple years. And lo and behold, now it's here in our garage, and we're gonna see if we can get it running. So I have not looked through any of this stuff yet. The only thing I had pulled out was this pipe right here, which is a Curtis Sparks. So I'm gonna pull out all the parts, and let's see what we've got and see what we don't got. All right, man, so check it out. Here is that Sparks pipe. Looks like it's in nice condition. You can see it's good and faded, man. This is an old school one. I don't know if maybe we can get a brand new tag on there. I'd like to restore this. I don't know that, that's gonna be super faded. So we'll see if we can replace that. I don't see any dents in the can or anything. Let's see what the tip looks like. Got a little bit of a dent at the top there, but I can straighten that out. So I'll probably pull that apart, get it vapor blasted, see if we can replace that name tag, repack it, and that should be good to go. Head pipe also looks good. I don't think there's no dents. So head pipe should be good, probably get that vapor blasted. Got a really nice DG Alloy Series grab bar. These are like one of my favorites. The only thing that could be better, this is like the skinny one. They have the ones I don't remember what size they were. It was like 1.25 inches or something. They're like their fat series. Those were the best. But this is a good one. I don't see any dents or anything. Barely looks like it had any wheelie rash either. And it looks nice and straight. So that's good to go. We've got our carb here. And the best part about this carb is that it's a genuine can. You guys know about those fake carburetors, man. Those things I've learned over the years. Every once in a while you get a good one, but for the most part they kind of suck. And here's our thumb throttle. I think this is OEM. I don't know if they had Honda like embossed on here. This one does not, so it could be an aftermarket throttle, but I would guess it's not. And they have an extension on there, a thumb extension, which we'll probably take off. We got our radiator here. Radiator looks like it's in decent shape. The fan is still attached to it. Not sure if we'll save that radiator. The GPI radiators, the aftermarkets, are really cheap for these. And I've had good luck with GPIs, so it might not even be worth restoring that. We'll see. Got a clutch lever here. Believe it or not, nice and straight. A lot of times the ends are busted off and stuff on that. Here's our airbox. You can see they did a good job maintaining the air filter. No airbox lid. I will have to do some research whether or not it's a good idea to run with or without the lid. But I do like being able to go through water and stuff and not having to worry. So we'll get that figured out. Looks like the under tank guard right there. Shifter in nice shape. The Pro Taper bar pad cover in excellent shape. Probably sell that for a good bit of money. Then we got I think those are radiator fins right there. Looks like our coolant overflow tank. Our switches and wires. Some kind of jank stuff going on here. I don't know what the heck that crap is. But I guess we'll figure out with time. We got our CDI, glad that was in there, and the wire harness. Now, I know it looks like crap right now. It's like a big hairy mess, but it actually looks like it's in pretty decent shape. Like I was looking to see if there's any burn marks or frayed wires or stuff that looks like somebody tampered with it, kind of like this type of shit right here. And it actually looks pretty good, so I'll probably clean that stuff up, and hopefully all that is in good shape. And then in the box, I just left these miscellaneous like motor mounts and stuff and bolts, it looks like. I'm sure that we're missing a ton of bolts and whatnot. I would almost guarantee it. And then we got the plastics. Then we got the rear fender right here with one front fender, and the other front fender was missing, but Chad actually messaged me. He found the other front fender. It was cracked and stuff though, so he took it apart, and he's sending me like the little brackets and stuff. But as far as the plastics and stuff, I just told him to toss them because they're expensive to ship. The back fenders look like they're in really good shape. I don't see cracks or anything. I do still plan to replace these. We'll probably get, I don't know, we'll either get new bushings or we'll take all the rubber grommets and stuff out of these and then sell the plastic separately. And they've got this Junkyard Digs sticker on here. You guys are going to have to forgive me. I did not know what Junkyard Digs was, but it's another YouTube channel that has like over 1 million followers. And I saw like all these comments and stuff in the comment section. They're like, oh my God, Junkyard Digs. I can't believe this. This is going to be the best collab ever. I don't know that it's going to be a collab. That would be kind of cool. But I looked them up, and it's kind of like a vice grip garage. And they do similar videos to what we do here, but with cars and stuff, it looks like. So that's actually pretty awesome. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The heart of the 450R. There she is, man. The Unicam. Looking pretty sweet. You know, I haven't even checked it out. Let's see if there's case whack on this thing. I don't know. Oh, I definitely think a chain popped off at some time. Look at that. But I don't see broken cases. Now, that doesn't mean it doesn't have broken cases. When I did the Z400, I didn't even notice that case was broken, and it was majorly broken. When it's dirty like this, stuff can get covered up pretty easily. Actually looks okay, though. Just dirty. And being that this thing is so dirty, I'd like to clean it up. So it is raining outside right now, but things are going to get wet anyways because we're going to pressure wash it. I'm going to go ahead and clean this stuff up, and then we'll start breaking it down. I really want to see what's going on inside that engine.
That's right, guys. I had to do this shit in my bathing suit because it was freaking raining out. Unbelievable. Neighbors probably think I'm crazy. Well, I kind of am.
Anyways, when you guys see the results of the cleaning, you are going to want to know how I cleaned this thing. Seriously, though, it comes out amazing. Basically, having this thing out in the rain, it was just kind of keeping it was loosening up all the dirt and stuff just, you know, naturally from the rain. And then I was constantly going back over to the engine and spraying it with Awesome Degreaser. So that's literally what it's called. It's called Awesome Degreaser. You can get it at Dollar Tree, and it really is one of the best degreasers you can buy. It's super cheap. But I probably spent, I would say, like 2 hours cleaning all this stuff. And the engine is the last thing that I sprayed. And I think getting the degreaser on there and letting it soak constantly for 2 hours and keeping all it wet to like break up all of the oils and grease and dirt and stuff on there, it just did an amazing job. I'll have the pressure washer linked in the description below too. It's a low pressure washer, an electric one. And because it's low pressure, it's just, it's safe for most of the engine stuff and like not blasting, you know, the water into the seals and whatnot. But it works really, really good for this stuff. So, all right, guys, just, I guess enjoy the video. Don't forget to hit like. Dude, I'm like borderline shocked with how well this cleaned up. Look at the frame. The silver cleaned up and brightened up like a ton. I mean, even under the engine, this was all covered in, I guess it was like oil, probably. Probably something was causing oil to spit all over the swing arm. And then when dirt gets on that, it just gets super, super nasty. And it pretty much all came off. I'm sure underneath there's some spots, but I can't believe how clean it is. Look at the shock. The shock looks super clean. All this stuff looks really, really good. The frame rub is my indicator usually for how much time is on a machine. The more I'm looking at this thing, I'm thinking that this ATV probably didn't have the hardest life. Something just happened with the engine. I think it probably got in an accident though, because we've got the bumper that's crushed. If you look at the A-arms, it looks like they're sagging. Like there's a belly. Not so much in this one, but this one over here. You see it? I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be straight. I could be wrong, but that's a sign that either it's been jumped and there was a lot of pressure right where the bottom shock mounts up and it bends the A-arm, or maybe it was in an accident. And the other thing is, I think, we saw the steering stem is bent. It looks like it's just slightly pulled back. And then the swing arm, or not swing arm, the subframe, these tile floors are so great. I've used these for like half-ass alignments and stuff like that all the time because it's almost like a grid. And what I do is, if you guys can see where the axles are in line with the tiles, so this quad should be pretty straight on the tiles. And then if you come up and you look at the subframe in the back, it looks like it's cocked this way. It's easier for me to see, but I believe it's tweaked. So I don't know if that's something that I should bend back, or we'll see what a good used one costs, or maybe even a new one. Sometimes it's not worth messing with subframes. I feel like you can kind of see it a little bit better back here. It's definitely twisted a little bit. You know, we could put like a long pry bar in there, and I'm sure we could twist that back to straight. So we'll see, but it's definitely bent. I just can't get over this swing arm. It looks like freaking brand new. The plastics too, man. Look at these freaking things. I may even reuse these. If we decide to have red plastics in the back, these are definitely restorable. I mean, they look great right now, but if you look in here, I mean, that looks almost brand spanking new, and that's what I would want the sides to look like. If you guys can see, there's a slightly different shade. These are just a little bit faded compared to what's in there, and I believe I could bring these back to pretty much brand new condition. So it's possible that we'll just reuse those fenders. But I think the most shocking thing is the engine, man. I don't think I've ever had an engine clean up quite as good as this one. I don't know if it's the method that I used or if it really is just a low hour machine and it was just caked with dirt, hiding, you know, all this beauty underneath. And I mean, unbelievable, even the bottom side. It's practically, doesn't even look like it needs to be vapor blasted. We are still gonna vapor blast this thing though because, well, you know, we have to. So we're gonna tear this thing down in a moment. I'm really curious to see what's going on the inside. And maybe it's got some mods and stuff. Who even knows? Maybe this is, I see an HP1 on the cylinder, so this is probably a stock cylinder, but maybe it was bored, who knows? I have a feeling it's stock just based on the rest of the machine. And I wanna address the elephant in the room, and that is the CR500 engine. So when I bought this thing, there was a CR500 engine sitting in the frame. Chad was basically trying to do like a Honda version of the Quadzilla. And I saw the comments, man. A bunch of people were like, dude, you got to do the 500C, the CR500 TRX 450R hybrid and all that. I'm going to tell you guys, you know, stuff that you probably just don't want to hear. But this is the kind of stuff that, like, most people just don't know. When you hear CR500, you know, 500cc two-stroke and stuff, it's like the most badass, the ultimate engine that you could possibly put in anything, right? And it's just not so. I don't actually have firsthand experience with the CR500, so this is all secondhand knowledge. Other than racing some of them in the sand dunes, in the straight line and stuff, and I can tell you that I freaking spanked them with the 250R when it had the 310 cylinder on there. So my 310 Honda TRX 250R was spanking CR500 engines. Now I've looked at CR500 cylinders and I've talked to, you know, guys like Dave Moore who study port designs and engine designs and stuff like that. And the CR500 engine is just not what people make it out to be. I think it has like the legendary status. And that's great. It definitely has the cool factor. Like, I'm not taking anything away from the engine, but performance-wise, and if you've ever seen the videos of the modern 450s versus the CR500, the 450 beats it in like every category. It's not as practical as you think. If you look at the production of them, they went unchanged for a number of years, and then they discontinued them, I think, in 2002. And I think it's because people just weren't buying them, people weren't racing them. It just wasn't practical, dude. Like a CR250 is where it's at. And again, I know there's going to be people that absolutely hate me for saying this stuff, but that's not even the main reason why I don't want to do the hybrid build. Mostly it's because it's been done before. People have tried to do it. I think it was Laggers back in the day. They put a CR500 engine in either a 400EX or a 450R, and it had the worst vibrations, like, of all time. Every time they would take it out, from what I understand, they would get cracks in the powder coat, the chrome would crack just because the vibrations were so crazy, and it would just beat up the rider. They did stuff, they even had like poly motor mounts. They were trying to do everything they could to absorb some of that vibration and harness the power of the engine, and I don't even think it had the kind of performance that they really wanted. So if we did that CR500 engine, yes, it would be cool. You know, we could make some smoking hot graphics, and it would be like a museum piece. One of those things, like if you had it at a show or something, you walk up to it and it's like, damn, man, that is sick. A CR500 engine in a TR, wow, man, that's cool. And it would be really cool. But I don't think it would be a rider, and I just don't think it would have the performance. So I just decided I'm not going to go that route. Don't hate me too much, guys. All right, so I've got my bench all cleared off. I've got my one tray here for any parts that might have a lot of oil and stuff on them, even though I don't think they're all going to fit on there, but whatever. And then over here, I've got my list all set up, because as we go on, I'm sure I'm going to see stuff. You can see I already have things on here that I've been seeing, like the front bumper we need, which I actually have one of those. The headlight is not included. So both the cables we're going to do, A-arms, probably get shocks. I got a question mark there, wheels. You get the idea. But as I find things, I'm going to put it on the list, like right here. I can see the little bolt for the cam chain tensioner is missing. And I'm sure as we go on, I'll be finding parts that are either broken or just not there at all. Now, I noticed there's oil in this bastard. Really black oil, I can tell you that much. So it definitely needed an oil change. But it's still better that it had some oil in there. I'm going to try to rig something up here so that we can drain it. See if we can break this bastard loose first. Oh man, that's super freaking tight. Oh, jeez. Okay, at least it's broken free now. You know, to be honest, I think the easiest way to do this is going to be to just drop the engine in the frame loosely and drain it right in there instead of trying to make some freaking jig. I feel like we're skipping steps, man. Not supposed to be putting the engine in this early in the build. I thought this would be really easy. God damn it. Ugh. Shit. Well, maybe just do it on the Nerf bar. Genius. Ugh. This should work. Whew. Didn't even get a drop of oil on myself. Oh man, yeah, that's all good and black. Say what? Yes, sir. Let that get good and drained, and we'll come back to it in 15 or 20 minutes. All right, now we've got the pleasure of doing a second oil change because Honda had the clutch and the transmission separate. So we got a drain over here too. I hate when they have these drain bolts on the side and not the bottom, because it can really make a mess. So we'll see if having it on an angle like this could help out. Probably not. That looks pretty much same as the transmission side. I just hope this doesn't fall. Not too much in there, man. I wonder if whoever did the maintenance on this engine didn't know to put oil in the clutch side, and that's where the weird noises were coming from. Because really, barely anything just came out of there. Not good. Oh yeah, baby, time to ride. Oh, I'm ready. Oh shit, that's all right, I'll tighten that later.
What are you doing?
Huh? I'm about to go riding.
No, you're not. You're missing parts.
I mean, it's not that bad, is it?
Dude, literally you were missing your entire engine.
Oh no.
Idiot.
What do I do?
Well, if I was you, man, I'd probably call Power Sports Nation and Partzilla.
That's right, guys. Power Sports Nation and Partzilla are both sponsors of the channel, and it's where I get most of my parts from. Partzilla.com is my go-to source for OEM parts. They've got online schematics that make finding the part you need easy. They've also got you covered when it comes to gear like helmets and boots, any kind of oils and lubricants that your machine might need. Partzilla has quick shipping, and all orders over $150 ship for free. Now, if I'm looking for parts for a side-by-side like this Can-Am, or for a utility ATV like a Sportsman, my go-to spot is going to be PowerSportsNation.com. If you don't see what you're looking for on the PowerSportsNation.com website, make sure to call in and let them know, because they're constantly getting new parts in every week, and they just might have what you need. All parts come with a warranty, and every order ships for free. I've been using Partzilla.com and Powersports Nation for years, and I'm comfortable recommending them to you guys. If you're looking for a way to support me, the best way to do that is by using the companies that support what I do. Links to PowerSportsNation.com and Partzilla.com will be in the description below, as well as any other companies that are helping out with this 450R project. All right, let's get back to the video. All right, man, here we go. Looks really good. Man, that oil really stinks. Look at that. This looks very, very clean. Really good sign. Look at the cam. That oil looks very, very good. It's interesting, this cam tower doesn't split so that you can take the cam out. I guess you have to slide the cam in. I guess we'll have to take the gear off. There's shim buckets in there. It's our thermostat. Wow. Holy cow. The cylinder looks like it's fresh, man. Look at the cross hatching. Looks beautiful. All the way around. No streaking or anything, which is great. So I don't know if this was just replaced. Maybe that's the motor work they did, or... I mean, the piston is definitely used. There's quite a bit of carbon on there. And if you come to the cylinder head, you can see this thing has got a lot of carbon buildup on it. Not a big deal. Maybe it was running real rich or something, but I am just Really impressed by the condition of the cylinder. Wow. The gasket wasn't even sticking. Probably reuse that. We're going to take a closer look at this in a second, but let's first get these studs out of the way because we're going to have to remove them anyways, and that'll make it a little bit easier for us to access. These little jam nuts from Tusk work awesome. It's like the double nut trick, but the professional version. These will jam together, and then we can break them free with an impact. It'll take it right off. It should, anyways. Easy. Oh man, we are getting some answers. The bottom and top end have both been cracked into, and I can tell because the crank is a hot rods crank. If you come over here, you can see right on the connecting rod, it says hot rods. So somebody replaced the crankshaft at some point in time. Good news is it feels rock solid. I would bet it was replaced with this top end. I'll give you a closer look at the cylinder. It really looks pretty much perfect. That line there is just where the piston was sitting, possibly for years. But this cylinder actually looks pretty fresh. And the gaskets peeled right off. They didn't leave any residue or anything. That tells me that it was brand new. And you can see up here, even if we had OEM components and we weren't sure, you can see somebody scuffed this up. If it was factory, it wouldn't be scuffed like that. If it had any kind of scuffing, it would be uniformed. You can see they took like a Scotch-Brite or something. So definitely this was torn down. It looks like they did okay work. I mean, the piston rings were on there correctly and stuff. What I don't like is that I think this piston is like a no-name Chinese piston. It has the, oh damn it, I forget what this coating is called, like molybdenum or something. But it looks like it's wearing away, like not evenly, and it's probably a pretty fresh piston. And I just don't know. Usually like a Wiseco, that'll be imprinted in the coating. I don't think the OEM ones have it. And you guys might not be able to see, but I don't see any markings on the underside or anything. I just have a feeling that this was like a Chinese top-end kit. This, at least, I believe, is a factory cylinder. The HP1 is on there. Maybe it was bored and coated. I'm pretty sure these are Nikasil. But the piston is the only thing that looks cheap, which, I mean, I could be wrong. I've seen some pistons that came out of engines that I thought were like junk Chinese, and it turned out they were OEM. Anyways, stock piston size for the 04 TRX 450R is 94 millimeters in diameter. So let's see if we've got the stock piston size. Yeah, 93.48. So it is a stock bore. And we've got a 632 on this connecting rod. Let's see if we can find the part number. Hot rods 632 crank. It says stroker bottom end kit, 471 cc. So apparently we've got a stroker crank. Okay. Yep, it's a +3 stroker crank. So I'm like semi-excited, but not excited because I was, I'm working on planning out this engine build, and I was actually going to do a non-stroker because I like high RPMs. And when you do a stroker, that usually means lower RPMs. We'll just see. You guys got to let me know in the comment section below, stroker or non-stroker. I'm still doing research on combinations for the TRX 450R, specifically the 04, 05, that work the best. Looks like this case saver has to come off first. Oh man. There's our stator. Everything's looking pretty good. Interesting looking flywheel. I don't think my puller or my flywheel holder will work on this. Apparently I do have a puller for it. There we go. This thing looks brand spanking new, man. Very simple, lightweight flywheel. Take our key, and I just magnetize these right on the inside there so I don't lose it. Get our cam chain out of here. I wonder if this is a new cam chain. I'll have to see if it has a brand on it. I would bet you that this was replaced with the that crank and everything. Oh, we got a plate down here we got to take off. Well, I see KMC. So it's at least a name brand. It looks like this counterbalancer will probably come through this way. There's probably a bolt on the clutch side of the engine we'll have to take off first. While we're here though, we'll get the sprocket off. I like to use these clutch holding tools. These two little posts here, they fit into the sprocket and hold it really nicely. Oh wow, it was like finger tight. That's a good reusable sprocket, and it's going right on eBay. All right, let's get this clutch side done. Let's see if we can get our kicker out of here first. I'm pretty happy because this is nice and tight. A lot of times these Kickstarters, they wiggle around and they get play and stuff, and sometimes you just can't save them. You can put a rebuild kit and stuff, but they're done. This one feels like it's pretty tight. Look at that bolt. That is a special bolt if I ever saw one. It's like a cone head. Come on, you bastard. Bitch. I'm really curious what's in this clutch side because of that oil situation that we had going on before. Ooh, got some coolant. Ooh, that one was loose. Ooh. Oh my gosh, does that stink? Oh man. Oh, I see carnage. I see, holy hell. Man, I've never smelled oil like this before. Oh yeah, dude, look at that. It's like the clutch plates were either the wrong plates or something. If you look on the inside, look at all this soot. That's probably like little pieces of aluminum. You can see it was hitting on the case. So I don't know if you put the wrong clutch plates in here or something maybe, I don't know. Look at the bolts even. I don't know if that's from heat. The coating looks like it's like peeling away. Interesting. It's got the rest of the clutch cover off. I'm curious what's going on. Oh my gosh. Dude, it stinks. Oh man. I'm telling you, I've never quite smelled oil like this. It's got to be from burning. I wonder if the transmission looks like this too. I hope not. Look at this, man. It's all dark and burnt looking in there. Interesting. You can see the front plates. I don't know if they're the wrong size or what, but something is definitely not right. And just the stink, man. All that black oil. I'm telling you, man, this thing just, I would bet that this just didn't have oil we We got to tear this thing down more, man. Hopefully this stuff is okay. Definitely we'll put some new bearings in the bottom end. Hopefully the gears and stuff are good. Whew. Whoa. Get the back of our surface plate, man. It's all chewed up. And this looks like a half... Oh, I don't know if this is a half plate or it's just wasted. It's wasted, dude. Look at this side. This side's got the full fibers, and then this one, the plate just like roached it. Only the first inside 3/4, basically. Man, bad pressure plate, maybe. And these, you can see by the color of this stuff. Oh, we got a broken fiber right there. This clutch pack, it went straight to hell, man. This is, oh my gosh, it's completely thrashed, dude. It's in like 1 million pieces. Well, like 15 pieces, but you get the idea. This is actually like stuck in here. I can see, if you guys can see this wiggling, these are broken plates in the back too. So this, we're on to something, man. I see damage on the inner hub too. This whole clutch assembly is probably gonna have to be replaced. We'll use our clutch holder tool. Not even tight. Not even tight, man. What the hell? Dude, everything is so stuck on this freaking thing. I wouldn't even be surprised if this doesn't come off. You know, this is the kind of engine that somebody would list on Marketplace as new top end, fresh top end. And it'd be all clean just the way it was when it was on the bench. But like this shit's going on inside. If you know, you know. Yeah, dude, this whole, oh my gosh, dude. This whole clutch basket is shot to shit. Wow. I don't know if you guys can see the gear back here. It's attached to that. Look at all the play. This is definitely wasted. I don't really have to worry about breaking it. There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, this thing is trashed. Look at this thing, man. It is cooked. At least the gears and stuff look good. See if our shift shaft comes out. That's a good sign. Not bent. Actually looks good. Get our shift mechanism out of here. Gotta be careful, these things are spring loaded. We don't want to lose our shift pawls. And we got a top hat on here too. If you watch my engine build tutorials, you probably know what I'm talking about. Where these things will fly out and there's little springs, and if you lose them, you will never find them again. There we go. Look at all that Loctite, man, a shitload of it. Interesting, on the counterbalancer, it looks like they want you to use a spanner wrench. It's got like a spanner wrench nut, and then it's got a crush mechanism on it to lock it on there. So I'll see, it's really crushed down there. We'll see if we can pry that out, and then hopefully this isn't super tight, and we should be able to break this loose. We can put a nail, a soft nail, the penny method, in between these gears, and you know, hopefully we can break that free. Now, this could be a reverse thread too. Let's try it in the regular way. We'll just put our aluminum nail in here. That'll prevent it from spinning. And hopefully this thing is like not that tight. Wishful thinking. Let's just try the other way. I don't have a service manual, so doing some guessing here. All right, we got it. You bastard. Thought you could beat me? Never. What a stupid bolt. Probably just order a new one of these because I freaking destroyed that outside bit. Although we could just do the other side, I guess. Weird. Probably not that weird, just something I haven't come across yet. Or I have and just forgot. That happens too. There's our counterbalancer weight. Counterbalancer gear. Now we can probably pull the counterbalancer out the other side. Yep. Nice. And I actually meant to take this bolt off before we took the counterbalancer out of there so that we could use that same method with the soft nail. But it's all right because we got the clutch holding tool. I just used the same things to hold these teeth, and that should work just fine. And if not, then I don't know. Something will probably break. This may be a reverse thread. I'm not sure, so I'm just going to give it a real quick. Just try the other way. Shit, it's not budging at all. Making me nervous. We got it though. It was regular. Great technique using this clutch holding tool. These are the best, dude. I'll have this linked in the description below, man. It's a good tool to have. It's like 15 bucks. All right, man, we just got to take these bolts out and we can split the cases. Looks like we've got one more bolt behind this tiny little gear here. I wanted to show you guys this clip on here. I don't know if you can see how loose that is, but this has definitely been taken off and put back on. This is one of those things that I usually recommend that you always replace, and the holes are so damn small. I have to use these old school snap ring pliers that they squeeze inward, and I don't think they're reversible. But as long as we can just get the job done, that's all that matters. I don't know if I have another. Let's see if these ones fit in here. I don't think so. Shit. I'm not gonna let this hold me up. It's always some dumb shit that holds you up. Ha! Got you now, motherfucker. You little bastard. Never stood a chance. This is the bastard right here. I'm not sure if this goes all the way through. Looks like it does. Yep. All right, man. There's a good chance that this will come apart easily because somebody had to be in there to replace that crank, you know, probably pretty recently. So I guess we might as well just see what happens. We'll tap on our counter shafts and the half shaft. There it goes. Easy. Well, so far, you know, there could still be a catastrophe, but I just don't think that's going to happen. We'll see. Slightly cooked. Definitely slightly cooked. This could just be because the oil was really dirty. Hopefully all this is okay. Oh, that needs to be replaced. If you guys can see on there, there's a sharp edge and it's ground down a little bit. Shift forks it depends on the model, but they can be really, really sensitive. Just a little bit of damage like that can be a problem. Definitely worth replacing. Let's look at this one. Oh yeah, this one's got damage too. Oh my God. Wow. Phew. Look at the groove in that. That whole thing is ground in. Whew. And I think, is this broken away? Man, what the hell happened to this thing? This one's wasted too. Up here, it's not as bad as that other one. It's kind of hard to see because it's freaking black ass oil, but it's ground in. It's got wear. This has to be replaced. Now the other half of this crank is a sweat fit, so I'm gonna have to press that out. I wanted to show you guys this. You know, some of these bearings, they have to be on both sides to have their structure and strength, but this seems a little sus. Like, I think the crank bearings need to be replaced, but the crank is really tight. The crank looks really, really good. I would bet you that's fairly new, and it wouldn't shock me if somebody put this brand new crank in, but didn't put brand new crank bearings in it. Get our Tusk. Damn it. Get a crank splitter on here. Tell you what, man, I'm starting to get hungry. I'm starting to get annoyed. Tomorrow's cheat day, though, and I'm thinking Popeyes. I've been cutting recently, and I made a post on Instagram, and some of the stuff you guys said was freaking hilarious. The 100 gorillas versus one Mike Sabo. I think that was my favorite one. It was mentioned by quite a few people. Oh, what are we stuck on? Just pushing the whole bearing out. I don't know if that's supposed to do that or not. Looks like we got a steel insert in here. Well, man, we have certainly got some carnage. Luckily, the cases appear to be in good shape. This up here is a factory imperfection. It's like sunken in a little bit. You can see where Honda machined. But the cases themselves actually appear to be in really good shape, both sides. You can see over here that dark oil. Probably would be a good idea to change all the bearings in here. Whew. And here is the crank. Crank, I'm telling you, man, it appears to be brand new. The lower connecting rod is super tight. The crank bearings, though, I mean, crank bearings do have play. When you put them, once they're both in there and everything's in the case, it feels a lot tighter. But this seems like a little bit too much play. I would either guess, you know, maybe because it was run without oil or whatever, the bearing had premature wear, or they put a new crank in and didn't put new crank bearings in, which would be crazy, but it wouldn't be like the most shocking thing. Here's that piston. No markings at all. If you guys are 450R guys, let me know if this is an OEM piston, but I would guess that the OEM piston would have like a waffle pattern on the bottom, and it would probably have like an HP on it somewhere, or some sort of Honda indication. I'm going to guess this is a Chinese piston. If it was a name brand aftermarket, it would also have something embossed on here. They're usually not just plain. There's no part number or anything on that. Then I've got all the external engine bolts right here. These are all going to get fresh zinc coating. And then I have some of the connectors and stuff in there. And of course I got my list, which we got some things to add on there, that's for sure. And I'll just kind of take you down the line here. Top end looks pretty good. I mean, that's just really got a lot of carbon, but you know, the cylinder looks really good. The top end, the cam and all that stuff looks really good. I didn't really look, you know, it's possible that this is an aftermarket cam, considering that it had the other aftermarket stuff. I don't see any markings or anything on it though. The stator side was really good and clean. Our flywheel, the Kickstarter, all that stuff looks really good. And then when you get to this damn clutch, man, wasted. The clutch is entirely wasted. Pressure plate, wasted. Inner basket, wasted. And the basket itself is wasted too. You can see it's grooved up pretty good. And, you know, the play back here, that whole basket, I'm just going to replace that whole freaking thing. So my theory of a low-hour machine is kind of slowly being busted. And then check this out. If you look at the shift or the transmission, look at the shift dogs, dude. They're wasted, man. Completely wasted. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this side. All of the shift dogs on I believe this is the main shaft, they're completely cooked. The counter shaft, these ones look to be okay. I will have to pull this apart and inspect this really closely. I didn't see any broken teeth or anything like that. It might be a good idea to just entirely replace that, get like a used transmission or something. I'm not really sure. The shift cam appears to be in good shape. These forks, though, all three of them are trashed, especially This one, dude, that is really bad. But luckily, the rest of the engine, it appears to be okay. You know, it's funny, man. My dad walked through the garage, and he was like, man, there's something burning in the garage. And I didn't even realize it because, like I said, the oil stunk really bad. It stinks really bad. It definitely hasn't gone away. But when you're working out here, you kind of get used to it. And he walked through, and he's like, man, it smells like there's oil burning or like something is burning out there, electrical. And that's definitely, this engine got super, super hot. My theory is that it was run without oil, and apparently somebody who had this machine, it wasn't Chad, when it was still running, he tried to outrun the cops. So maybe he had no oil in it, and it started doing some weird stuff. You know, normally when you would stop riding, you'd be like, all right, something's broken, but he had no choice. God will only know what happened to this thing, but we need some parts, that's for sure. So I'm gonna hop on the internet and get to ordering up some parts, probably hit up Partzilla, and we'll see where this thing takes us. As far as the roller goes, I'll probably tear that down on my own. That's not really too, I don't think there's gonna be anything too exciting there. Maybe we'll do that in the next video together. Unclear. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out tremendously. And also let me know in the comment section below what you think happened to this engine. Comments help me out so much. So if you're looking for a way to help out the channel, please leave a comment. It shows engagement and it tells YouTube that it's quality content, and then they suggest the video to a larger audience. So that would be awesome if you guys could do that, and also consider subscribing for more videos like this. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.